The Chase season 3. Just for you, just now that you are 3 seasons into the show, I guess what did you maybe learn the first outing that you've been able to apply for subsequent seasons?
I think now that we are in season 3, kind of finding my own Sarah touch to it all, because it took a while technically to learn my role while kind
Mm,
of walking and chewing gum at the same time. And
yep.
then along the way, it was kind of loosening up enough to say, can I do more on my own? Like kind of, can I go off the rails a little, which
Right.
is where I
When
spend
can I
most of my
add
life.
some of my own flavor? Tell
Yes.
tell a tell a personal story or two.
Yeah. And they were never really holding me back. But I think before I can ever make something my own, I want to learn the way it's done first, and then I'll break the mold. So it took
Mm.
me a season or two to really kind of get some elbow room and say, I'm going to make this my own now.
And now when it comes to doing this and The View, were you doing it simultaneously, or was it different kind of schedules?
So the first 2 seasons of The Chase, I actually did both shows because we were remote for The View. I was able to shoot from LA and do
Okay.
The View in the morning and then head to the Chase set. This third
Mm,
season was the first time I had to take off from The View because we're
okay.
back in studio, which is a good
Yep.
thing. But that means I have to walk completely away to go to LA to do this.
Okay. And can you talk a little bit about what the new chasers are bringing to the show this season compared to, some of the outgoing pros we've had?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. So the best part of this new season is really the new chasers.
Yep.
We're seeing our first female chaser, Victoria Gross, the queen. She is the #1 quizzer in the world. Then we have Brandon Blackwell, who's called the Lightning Bolt for good reason. He is the fastest quizzer in the world. And then we've got Buzzy Cohen, who is all style and flair and just fun. Uh, I think the best part of these people, beyond their quizzing credentials, though, it's their personalities. They kind of came in this year as the newbies, and then after day one, you would have thought they were there the whole time.
Mm.
The joking around with the other chasers, we were all this year when we shot, because there weren't the same precautions as there had been the 2 years prior, we were
Yeah.
able to kind of be on the same floor, all our dressing rooms, so it literally
Mm.
felt like a dorm. And every morning, whether someone was going to be on the game that day or not, you got to talk with them, pass them, joke around. There were inside jokes. There were notes left on each other's door. Come see me when you're done. It truly felt like
Nice.
college again.
And for you, I've read that you're more into games like Cranium, Taboo versus something like Trivial Pursuit, which is more kind of the kind of questions we're doing here. But if you were to compete on a show like this, I guess what subjects do you think would you'd be most well versed in, do you think?
Definitely current events, because my first job being on The
Clearly.
View would absolutely demand, if I was carrying my weight at that table, that I know everything going on.
Yeah.
Um, and I love movies. Not old movies, but like comedies. If
Okay.
you need a quote from The Hangover, Bridesmaids, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Girls Trip, you name it, I'm your girl. So name that quote would be a great category for me. Um, yeah, I think those would be the main ones, because also social media, when you come to memes and stuff, I'm
Okay.
sometimes those have been questions, and usually I tease some of the chasers that they don't know it. And I'm like, are you too busy studying that you didn't go on Instagram today? Like, what's
Right.
going on
Are you a Martian?
here? Yeah, are you a Martian? Which is funny.
And I guess what would be your problem areas, do you think? Where do you think you would stumble a little more?
Geography, like some of the places they
Fair.
find for this game, you would think it wasn't a finite globe. I'm like, now when did that country pop up? There was once a $3 bill from somewhere, and there's a woman on a whale, and I'm like, and someone answered it right, and I was like, seriously, where did you read that? Like, it's the knowledge, it just is endless.
And for you, when you're dealing with the contestants coming in, I guess how nervous are some of them? Because I'm sure for a lot of them, it's the first time they're doing a TV show. Do you offer up advice, or how do you help maybe ease them in, make them comfortable?
Well, so once I'm on that set, I'd like to say, I'm making them feel comfortable. it's just people, and you end up hitting it off with them and wanting to know, because I've read their bios. So right away we're bonding over where they're from, or I heard you have dogs or this, and we're spending a lot of time on set. The chaser sits up at that board the whole time. So you have to kind of scream if you want to talk to them. But the contestants and I are feet apart. So when they stop down, or when there's a hold or a pause or something, we're talking the whole time. So even though you see an hour of the show, we might have been on set for almost 2. So by the end, you're authentically cheering them on, because now you know that their mom's watching, their dad used to do quiz, you know their whole backstory, or why they're doing it, or what they're earning money for. And you end up just getting so invested because they're so excited, they're so smart. But one thing that I know works against them is TV sets are intimidating. I mean, I find this room, which I've never been in, intimidating. There's nothing natural about lights and cameras and microphones.
It's a lot.
Yeah. So I think when we start chatting, that all disappears.
Yeah.
So I know it helps them, but it also helps me. So it's just human moments that make it fun.
And lastly, I wanted to just quick question about The View, because you've been having all the different rotating guest hosts. Just how has that been for you? And maybe who has really surprised you with what they've brought to the table?
Well, first I want to mention, we're going to the Bahamas
next
week.
Enjoy that.
Our 25th anniversary. Because
wild.
What do you need after 25 years of The View? A vacation.
Yes.
So
Well deserved.
I like to say this season has been a lot of fun, because sitting at that table is like eating with your family every night. The guest hosts have been like someone brought a friend. So all of a sudden, we already know a lot of what we think and feel, but you find yourself leaning in and being like, well, what does the new one think? What do you, what do you think about this? And so as they've also, some of them have returned, it's given some familiarity and storylines that you start building off of. So it's been, to me, you never quite know what you're going to get. And normally I'm a planner, but I've really enjoyed a season where it keeps, you keep shaking it up.
Keeps you on your toes.
It definitely keeps you on your toes.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Enjoy the Bahamas and have a good one.
Thank you so much. It was nice to meet you.
Likewise.
And hey, Brian.
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and move you into Janelle's room right now.
All right. Cool.
All right.
Have fun there.
Bye.